well, this is countdown. This is basically the last 2 days of BonnaH Co Bingo. I have the honor of, hi Courtney, hi Dodie and Dot, and oh my goodness, okay, Oksana, Maddie, hello everybody. Hi Melissa. Oh, this is super exciting. My goodness. Hello everybody. Skooks, Maddie. I'm sorry, I forgot your first name. The Maybe Life, Mary, Jess. Hi, Hannah. This is so exciting. Karen's here too. Hi, Kathleen. Oh, goodness. Wow. Oh, boy. Courtney says our group needs to know how do we announce bingo. I am going to actually go over. Hi, Marilyn. I'm going to go over those rules before I even pull the stitch because I want to make sure everybody knows the rules. And you're not all waiting for feather stitch. I know there are some waiting for turkey stitch too. So it's a 50-50 chance who wins. It's crazy. So exciting. But so let me just review, okay? In order to call Postage Stamp Bingo, you will need to have something stitched in all of the border boxes. At least one stitch that was an attempt of that particular stitch, okay? So, don't call it until you've stitched it and are ready to take a picture and send us the picture, okay? Because we're gonna basically do it based on the timestamp of when that cut gets sent to us, okay? So you have to stitch it, at least the example of it, and then take a picture and send it to us. Probably the best place to send it to us will be in our IG Messenger, in the messages there, okay? And Hannah's gonna keep an eye on that. So while I'm demoing and stitching, if somebody whips through it and gets it done and it's Postage Stamp Bingo for them, then they should call it and then send us a picture right away, okay? So are there any questions before I pull it? Is that pretty clear? So there needs to be, it doesn't have to be fully stitched, like the entire block. The entire box doesn't have to have like all stitches. Hi, Laura. I was just explaining the rules for how to call Postage Stamp Bingo. And basically you have to have a stitch of that particular stitch in each box around the outside border, okay? So it doesn't, yes, the picture should be of your entire board is what Hannah said. So make sure you do take the picture of the entire thing so we can see it, all right? So it doesn't have to be a perfectly executed stitch. You have to just attempt it and do your best and just have fun with it. So, and please be careful. Do not stab yourselves. I hope we don't get pictures of like bloody samplers, but just have fun. It's all just in the name of fun. So, are we ready? Okay. 2 left in there. I folded them up extra good too, so I can really rustle them around. And I'm not peeking, so I have no idea what we're gonna get. All right, everybody, moment of truth. Okay, I'm grabbing one. Oh boy, okay. Feather stitch and variations. Are we ready, people? Gosh, okay, I'm gonna demo it right on the, let me turn it around. Oh my God. This is so exciting. I'm so nervous. Why? Okay, feather stitch. So, normally a feather stitch, oh, I'm gonna show it so you can see what it looks like on the boards, okay? You're probably like, be quiet, Bonnie, get to the stitching so we know how to do it. Okay, so they look like this. Here's some variations on it. All right. It's called a bunch of different names, but I'm going to go over the names later, I think. All right. So let's see. I'm going to demo it in, let's do orange. Okay. So if you do the feather stitch, it helps to make 3 parallel lines, okay? So I'm going to have them go vertically. And what you would do is generally it's going to be kind of straight in the center and then it's going to shoot out on either side. So I'm going to start My heart is pounding, everybody. This is so crazy. I'm going to start on the farthest left line. Okay. And it sort of starts like a fly stitch. And I'm going to go down in here. So this should look very familiar like a fly stitch. But now I come down this line again, and this is where I'm going to tack it. Okay. So like this. Right, now you'll hold it again, and now I usually will go across from the tacking point where the stitch came out, or where the thread came out for the tacking stitch, and now I go across and I'm over on the far right. And then I'm just going to move this working thread over a tiny bit. Okay, and then I tack this one. Okay. And then we do the same thing. You kind of alternate back and forth with this sort of fly stitch technique, but in the end, it becomes the feather stitch. So I'm back on the left side, tacking in the center, and then I jump back over to the right side. And you can play with the lengths of these other stitches here. Like if you didn't want it to be so even and you wanted it to be a little more organic, you could go like higher. I'll just show you what that looks like. Okay, you could go beyond that parallel line if you wanted to, but you can see how it starts to really have a much more organic shape to it, but it's still technically made like a feather stitch. So you see how there's some variation to it. So let me go over to the bingo card. Oh boy. I'm like picturing everyone. Oh, Skooks, congratulations. So yay, that's so exciting. Oh my gosh, it is so funny because for the longest time, Skooks had nothing in her border. She had basically everything in her center, and she was saying how, my God, my border is like a barren desert. And so it's so exciting for her. Yay, Skooks. Okay, so now I can feel a little more calm because we have a winner. I completely forgot to show the pictures because I was like, oh my God, I gotta get right into it. Okay, feather stitch and variations, right? So let me tell you the other names then. So now that I've calmed down a little bit, oh my God, this is so stressful. Anyway, feather stitch is also called the briar stitch or the single coral stitch. I'm so excited for you, Skooks, and I'm excited for everyone. And I wish we could be like Oprah and just be like, you win and you win and you win and everybody wins. But gosh, no, we're just a small business and we're just starting out. So, but super excited. Okay. So, let's see if you have it in a box with multiple colors, and I kind of don't think many of you do, because I believe most of you have it somewhere in the border at this point. So, you're shaking over. I'm shaking too, Skooks. It's crazy. Oh my God. All right, I have to compose myself. Oh no, Hannah, I'm starting to get the giggles. It's not good when I get the giggles because I can't control it. And then I just start cracking up and I can't stop. I kind of have to compose myself. Pull yourself together, Bonnie. Someday. Okay. Hannah says someday, Bonnie, someday. Okay. If it's in multiple color, like a box with multiple colors, you can technically switch colors halfway through, but it gets really, really complicated. You have to just really think about the stitch and deconstruct the stitch and the mechanics of it. So, just keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to show you all in one color, and maybe if at the end we have some time, maybe I can show you how to switch colors in our Stitcher's Choice box, but let's see. So here you can either do it like I did in the demo, where the center is sort of in line, or in here, if you follow the stitch lines that we have printed, it kind of goes in a little zigzag motion, and we kind of like this one. It's a little wavier and a little more organic. So, but it's totally your preference how you want to stitch it up. Okay, so I think of it basically as linked fly stitches, and it's worked alternatively from left to right or right to left, whatever feels comfortable for you or whatever the composition is that you need. So let's see what else. I am using 6 strands just for the sake of, I don't feel like using 3 strands, but you can use 3. You can use 3 if you want it to be a little like delicate looking. Okay, so it just depends on what look you're going for. And as I said, we've printed guides for this sort of wavier feather as well as a double feather. So let me show you the wavier feather first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do the other one. I'll start with the poke and pull method. So it doesn't really matter if you start from the left side or the right side. For me, I generally start on the left, so I'm gonna go ahead and come up from the left. Oh, lots of people are sending their pics. I know, right? I wish we were like Oprah. Huh, Hannah? Someday? Is that what you're talking about someday? And Skook said she did have an advantage because she knows how to do this one. So she does have experience with it, so she was able to kind of whip it out. But congratulations, Skooks. And Skooks had no idea how to do turkey work. Well, I guess you will try to join me tomorrow, I hope. I hope you guys don't all ghost me tomorrow and not show up. But because obviously turkey work is coming up tomorrow, so that's sort of anticlimactic, but whatever. It's okay. If you don't, it's okay. I won't hold it against you, because you do still want to stitch it up and send us a pic so you can be entered into our raffle. All right, so you see am I in frame here? Okay, so I did that first fly, and now I'm jumping over to the left-hand side. And so you see when your tacking stitch doesn't line up all in the center, it'll create a wavier looking stitch. Okay, actually, I probably should have used 3 strands because I think this is going to be really tight. Okay, so now I come up and tack that one. And so right now I'm doing the poke and pull. But if you do the sewing method, let me show you how to do the sewing method. I think it might be easier if I turn my hoop if I do the sewing method. So let me turn this around. I'm going to go in this direction, kind of sideways. And I'm right. I think I'm going to be working from right to left. Let me see if this feels good or not. But so I would go in at this point of the V, and then out where I need to tack it. And then that working thread slides underneath that needle. And you get that. And then I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to go in at the point, out where I need it to be tacked. Working thread goes under the needle. Whew, I think my blood pressure just finally regulated. It went back down to normal. Oh my God, Hannah, that was so intense. I don't know why I was so nervous for everybody. Okay, so in and out, working thread under. And you can do them closer or further apart, or you can follow the stitch guides. I think, like I said, I'm getting a little tight in here because I did opt for the full 6 strands of thread. So it's a pretty thick line. So I'm going to jump back and forth. Are most of you familiar with this stitch? Is it a new stitch for you? I love this stitch. It's so pretty. It's really nice as coral. I guess that's why it's called the coral stitch as well. Like in an underwater scene. Did a little sample of something like that at one point when we were playing around with different ideas. And for greenery, it's actually probably going to make an appearance in our new project coming up. Uh-oh, what happened? What did I do? Oh boy. Okay, let's see. There we go. Crisis averted. Okay, and I'm gonna do one more on this side. Oh, and don't forget, if your thread gets a little twisted, just let it dangle and unwind itself. Okay, so one more. Something's going on with my thread. Okay. So then at the end, to finish it, you would just do it as if you were doing a fly stitch and just tack down that last little V. Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know what happened. All of the, oh, what did I do? I have not been paying attention at all to the questions because for some reason when I scrolled up before, I was stuck at the top. But anyway, I hope Hannah's been answering questions. Oh boy. Oh, and look, it looks kind of cool in the back. You see how it's just like a bunch of little V's? Well, a bunch of little like, it's like a herringbone look, I guess. Oh, yay. Good, Hannah. I'm glad we did that. It was really great. And it only took 10 minutes. Maybe next time we should do 20 minutes and do a bigger loop when when we're not so bogged down with all this stuff. Yeah. Okay. So, let's jump over to the other side. I want to show you the double. Okay. We'll switch to, ooh, this looks like a shorty thread, but okay. So now I'm going to switch to the other, the double feather. And I'm using 3 strands this time. Okay. So the difference for the double feather would be that we kind of do 2 on each side before we jump back to the other. So I'm going to do the sewing method in the interest of time, but you can certainly poke and pull if you feel better doing that. Uh-oh, I let go. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do another one on the right side here. I'm actually going to do 2 more. What is going on? And then I'm going to do one more over here. All right. And then I'm going to jump over to the other side. So I'm going to turn it because it's more comfortable for me to work that way if I'm sewing it. And that's the thing, like, don't be afraid to keep turning your hoop so that it's comfortable for you. You don't have to keep it in any particular position. There's no need to get all twisted. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to jump back to the right side now. So in, out at the center, working thread under. Okay. We'll do it again. In, out, under. And then I'm going to jump back to the other side. Okay. Hannah and I were saying how it's sort of bittersweet that we can't believe it's already at the end or just about at the end. It was a little bit nerve-wracking for us because, we didn't normally go live very frequently, and it seemed really scary and very intimidating. And I, in particular, have issues with tech. Usually I get a little bit nervous about tech, which is funny because I did have to deal with digital art for a very long time in my career before I became a stay-at-home mom. And it has now sort of just, it's been so fun getting to know you guys and just sort of checking in with you guys on a daily basis, and we're gonna miss it. It's been really nice. Okay, so that is the double feather. Okay, now it's been 21 minutes, so I don't know if anybody wants to stick around or how long if you guys want me to show you how to switch colors, but I'm happy to do that. If anybody wants me to do that, drop it in the chat and I'll go ahead and do that. But if you guys have had enough bingo and you're done listening to me, then I will let you go. Oh, yay, Oksana. We've been really enjoying getting to know you and seeing all your lovely stitching and everything you've been sharing in the Google album. So that's been great. Yeah, doesn't it look like seaweed? So I would say that must be why they call it like the coral stitch. Can you show us how to put the bingo board on something? Oh, you mean, so Melissa asked, can we show her how to put it on something? So do you mean like what you could do with this when you're done? Like a bag sort of thing? Yes, like a bag. So Hannah actually has a perfect example of what you can do with them. Maybe tomorrow when we go live, we'll, because I think we're probably going to do it together at the very beginning. I'll demo the stitch, but in the beginning, Hannah will definitely join me, and you'll be able to see. So I think she'll be able to show you the bag. So Hannah, please make a note that we're going to show them your bag, your salvage bag that you made with the embroidery. Yeah, so you can certainly do that. You get exactly, Skooks. You can stitch it onto a blanket, a pillow. Skooks has hers kind of like on a quilt, which is really cool. So you could finish it off as a full little, a little quilt or blanket. What else could you do? I mean, you could just frame it, but if you wanted it functional, I guess those come to mind as a bag or something. I think most of the stitches are small enough and tight enough that you wouldn't have to worry too much about snagging. So, yeah, I guess that's it. All right, so that's it. Unless you need me to show you how to change colors, but like I said, I don't think anybody has that. So I think I might let you guys go. Yeah? Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations again to Skooks, and tomorrow we will be back again for the last day, day 24 of BonnaH Co Bingo. Oh yeah, so okay, Skooks said that she meant you could attach it to a bag via a blanket stitch. Yes, you could certainly do that. You could hand stitch it onto a bag, or you could machine stitch it if you like folded the edge over and then just top stitched it, I think would work. You could do something like that on all the sides. But that's about it, I think. So that's it. I'll be back with Hannah tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we'll demo the turkey work stitch, because that one might be new for a lot of you, and it's a really fun one to do. So hopefully you join us for that. If not, you're welcome to just take a peek at the replay, and don't forget to send in your finished bingo cards to be entered into the grand finale raffle. Okay, the grand prize raffle, I guess. Okay. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.